And Matt, the Daily Telegraph hosted the annual Bush Summit in Griffith today. Farmers wanting $2 billion bush bonanza. But the Prime Minister, who came to town for the summit, well, he's talking about what else but climate change.
When it comes to climate change, the message I delivered at the 2019 Bush Summit still stands. Anyone looking for a true understanding of climate change should look for it here. There is no ideological opt-out clause because farmers live with it.
And there was plenty more where that came from. What do you think? Is climate change at the forefront of the minds of farmers in regional Australia right now, Matt?
Well, I'm happy to give Anthony Albanese the scope to, let's assume that he's right, that is the biggest issue. What is he going to do about it? I mean, he can't. He's Prime Minister of Australia, but we account for just 1% of the world's emissions. China is expanding its coal mining by 300 million tonnes a year. India is doing about the same. That's more than we produce in a year. We can't solve those issues ourselves. So what answers has he got for farmers? Because what is facing farmers right now, two things I've heard recently from farmers, and don't know how often Anthony Albanese talks to them. One, there are enormous farming areas of farming properties being taken over by carbon credit farms or renewable energy projects. I was talking to some mayors in Western Queensland just last week who say that 40% of their council areas are now taken up, locked up, destocked, all the cattle gone, in some futile attempt to generate carbon credits. All the business goes then, the farmers are well paid, but there's no stock camps anymore, no truck drivers, no fencing contractors, and that reduces the businesses in country towns. And then likewise, the other big issue for farmers is costs. And one of the big reasons that costs are going up for farming and why your food is going up in your grocery shop is because we've locked off natural gas in the Western world. We are not producing the fertilisers that come from natural gas. So all these students that run around with placards saying you can't eat fossil fuels, they haven't studied chemistry yet in their high school lessons, because we do eat fossil fuels. Half of the world's food is produced from fertilisers that come from natural gas. And because we're short of those things, and as I said earlier, European fertilising companies going to the wall, fertiliser costs right around the world going up, that flows on to farmers, and then it's hard for them to pass those costs on, especially to big supermarkets like Coles and Woolies. Although that is happening, and you can see it, you can just see the consequences of climate change policies in your shopping trolley every week.
Matt Canavan, thank you so much for joining me tonight.